back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of a floaty thing. Now the guys over at Freedom Model Kit sent me this to review, and I'm actually going to build this one as well. I've decided I'm going to build this for our If It Floats SIG, which starts in July over on International Scale Modeler. Now this is the D650 Aquitaine in 1/700 scale from Freedom Model Kits. There's a look at the box for you. Very nice indeed. Very modern frigate. I think, are they a frigate or? Yes, they are frigate. Yep. And it's a Marine Nationale Aquitaine class, so it's a French ship. But I do believe there's several types of these around from different countries. As you can see, nice box art and everything. On the box itself, if we have a look, we've got a full hull version. Waterline version option as well, which you can see there's a helicopter included, some PE, some decals, a few other bits and bobs, not a lot else. Obviously paint thing, you can see there that the paint call out is in Mr. Colour, Mr. Hobby Mr. Colour, which is there in enamel versions, they're lacquer based versions. So let's have a look inside the box. The box is actually quite sturdy, it's a nice, very strong sturdy box I would say, and it's got this very tactile cover on it. It's got this soft matte, you know, very tactile, very nice to touch. Let's have a look anyway. So there's not a massive amount of plastic in here because it is only 1/700, which we should get it all out and see what we have. Okay, so we're going to have a look first of all at the main sprue, which is this one here. Now I have to say, first things first, every piece of the kit is in its individual bag, which is brilliant. Well done FMK, Freedom Model Kits, brilliant. And I do like this as well, where they're stuck down, not stapled. Again, a very nice thing to see. I'm just going to pop that over there. Okay, so the first one, as you can see on the overhead, we've got the upper side of the hull. We've got some of the deck sections and everything, and that's pretty much that's kind of it on this sprue. But just have a look. The moulding is nice and clean and crisp. There's a little bit, a tiny bit of flash here, as you can see on the end of the bow, but apart from that, very nice indeed. The sprue gates seem to be in nice places as well. It's not going to affect too many places of the model when you cut them. And you can see some nice detail in here. Let's just zoom you in a bit so you can see. Okay, so this is obviously the deck part. This is the base for this middle part here, I would imagine. You've then got the bow, which will have the cannon on it, and then you've got the rear deck there, which will have the helicopter pad and things like that. But nice details. You can see from there's not a lot of panel lining. I think this is raised here, which is great, which is obviously what it would be like in real life. And you've got raised and recessed, which is really nice. Again, raised here. And as you can see, tiny little bit of flash on the bow, on each end of the bow, but that's nothing that that's the sort of flash that I would say that I would, yeah, take it off first and then you'll be fine. And you have some locating pins there, as you can see. Okay, and they seem to be in well thought out areas. What I do like about it is that it's not clipping. You don't have to clip the whole part together at the same time, by the way. So we'll have a look when we get into the instructions about how it builds up. But apart from looking at that, very nice indeed. It's not going to be too big either. So what's that? That's about 5 inches, just under 6 inches when it's done. So that's a nice little model, that nice size. I'm definitely going to be doing this one. And we've got the lower hull in a separate its own little baggie, which is brilliant. It looks like a cigar bag. And as you can see on here, I'm just going to zoom you in again on this, just so you can get an idea of what I'm looking at here. Now you've got these holes here. I don't know if that may be for a stand, if you drill through those, or if there are any connecting points. I don't think so, no. So I don't know what they're for. They may be just moulding holes and things like that for when they come off the manufacturing process. But as you can see, there's this little lip all the way around here. Okay, and goes right up to that part there. So obviously the upper hull, you put that together first and then sit that down onto that. Okay, very tiny little bit of bow flash right on the bow again. Okay, so that little bow area is going to need a bit of a tidy up. You then got these two marks here on the base. They look like part of the moulding process as well. Not quite injector pin marks because they're on the inside here. So Not sure what these are, but they will need taking down a little bit as well. There's a little line in the thing there, that's just going to need taking down a bit because that will show through on the paint. But apart from that, it's nice, no work at all on that at all by the looks of it. I think that's going to be quite nice. We then come to another sprue, which I would imagine okay, so we've got lots of greebles here, sidewalls. It's not a big sprue, and then we've got obviously part of the conning tower and everything on the main hull. We've got, I'm just trying to have a look, see where the cannon is, if I can see where that cannon, oh there it is there, so there's a housing for the, but apart from that, even you can see the props. Let's get you right in on this so you can see, because it's very tiny detail. Okay, so there you can see the props, actually very well moulded, no flash or burr on those, which is brilliant. Usually you'd get aftermarket on those, but they look absolutely fantastic, I have to say. But as you can see, it's very well moulded all the way across. Okay, nice level of detail. You think this is 1/700, so it is tiny. And there's lots of greebles, radio towers, all sorts of things on there, as you can see. Bits and bobs and skiddy bobs. So all good in the hood, I think that one. Some nice detail. Again, it's when you do ships. I found when I built the last ship I built, which was a long time, it was an old HMS hood about 3 years ago. And you look at it and you think, oh, how's that build up to that? But it's funny because it's all layered, and actually the finished article is not bad, even though the AFXMH hood is an awful kit to build. But apart from that, some very finely moulded parts, no burr on these little tiny bits. So you find that in a lot of kits, when you get these little tiny bits, you have to still scrape off all this burr and everything, but there's nothing there at all on the rounded edges. So really nice indeed, like that. I'm actually really looking forward to building this. We've got one more sprue. Oh, actually there's a couple in this bag. Even the bags look nice. Oh, the bags are nice bags. So on here, we've got the helicopter, and it's got its rotors, a few other odds and sods and greebles, and everything. Let's just zoom you in again. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now the whole helicopter is one piece, and I've got to say it's not bad at all. I mean, I think that's 1/700, it's dinky thing. And there's some nice detail on there that you'll be able to pick out. What I will say, the rotors look good as well. There's no burr on them or anything like that. But I did notice there's a PE fret in here as well, and I did notice that in there are some rotors, some PE rotors, so that's really nice as well. But that's not a bad little helicopter, if you ask me. It looks very nice indeed. It's a nice level of detail, it's a good shape, and you're going to have that obviously on the aft deck and everything. So you've then got another sprue, and on this sprue here we have. Looks like some launchers. Yeah, I would say these here are launchers, and some other greebles and odds and sods. But again, very nicely moulded, very clean, clear, and crisp. You know, very nice indeed. I do like the level of kits these days, especially from these new companies. You know, Freedom model kits have only been around. I think their first one was the odd looking. What's it called? I can't remember this. U7B, I think U57B, I think it is, or something, which was an unmanned aircraft. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, that's funky. I really wanted to get it. I haven't got it yet, but maybe I will soon. But yeah, so that looked like a good kit. So and they've only been around a year and a half. I think they only came out about a year and a half ago. So they've got 4 kits in their range at the moment. And on this one, we've got. Let's have a look here. We've got the stand, obviously a stand there. Actually, that's a nice solid base as well. It's not like these little ones. That's a good solid base. That your ship is going to sit nicely on that. You can see it sits in between these lines here and here. I don't know actually. It looks like you've got a couple of stands for it. So I see. So you can pop these into here, or here. That's different. And then you've got another part of the kit by the looks of it. I would imagine that this is, yeah, it's part of the top deck. That sits that sits on the deck somewhere. So again, there's another part maybe around across the bridge here or something like that. But very nice indeed. I like the size of that. I mean, the good thing about something like this is you can stick some weight underneath if you wanted to weight it down a bit just so it doesn't move or that, which is what I would do. I've got some of these wheel weights that would stick onto the bottom of that quite nicely. So overall, that's all the plastic that's involved. Really, really nice. I've got to say, there's no clean-up work. There's a tiny bit of clean-up on the bow of each piece, which is cool. Right, we've got two other things here. We've got a PE fret, which comes in some plastic, which is wrapped really nicely. And as you can see, let's zoom you in a bit again. As you can see on here, you've got these PE rotors and you've got props as well. So that's really nice to see. You've got the rear railings. Now this is something you'd normally have to go aftermarket for, but it has the rear railings in PE already, which is spot on. So looking at this, you've got some other odds and sods. It looks like deck plates there of some sort, or no, they're foldable. So they may be part of the launcher system. You've got some ladders there as well, as you can see. So it's really nice to see. Oh, you've got the prop blades, the propeller blades folded as well, so you can have them open or folded. Fantastic. Really nice little bit of PE. That tiny bit of PE there is not a lot. I think that will make a ton of difference to the model itself, especially with the railings and the props on the helicopter as well. It's going to really add the finishing touches to that. So yeah, good, nice one. Well done, Freedom Model Kits. That's a great little fret, that one. And then you've got the decals. So the camera's whiting out a bit. No, it's still going to white out. They seem to be, let's have a quick look here. Right. They seem to be in, we've got the rear deck here. There's one large decal which is really whiting out. Oh, I don't know if you can see it on the final version, but the decals themselves, you've got these for the stand, and you've got some matte ones again for the surface detail on the ship, and you've got some flags. They all seem to be in register. So with a thing like this, you're not going to have a lot of decals, just odds and sods here and there. It may be a case that you might be able to do half of this with a paintbrush anyway, with a very delicate paintbrush, apart from the flags and the writing obviously. But apart from that, it's a new frigate as well, so the thing is with weathering and stuff like that, you're not going to go overboard on the weathering. You're going to have a few rust marks and things like that, and some drainage, seepage streaks and things like that. But I'm actually really looking forward to building that now. We've then got a colour sheet as well. Okay, now these, as I say, with all modern kits, all modern manufacturers should be doing something like this, which is, as I say, I always say with these, I always pop them up over my bench when I'm working, just give me inspiration as I'm building, and to show me exactly what the model should be like when it's finished. And I do like looking at them every now and then. And as you can see, I didn't see that on there. There is a boat on one of the. Oh, there you go. It's on that. That's what that is. They're not greebles. They're little rescue launches. But as you can see from that, it's a very nice way to present it. You can see front and rear elevation, side elevation, and it tells you where the decals are going and things like that. I think some of those decals you could probably paint on. The only one that's going to be a bit of a pain I can see is this large one on the back, where it's one large decal. So you're going to have to get that on and get it on well. So it definitely needs a gloss coat before you do anything with the amount of decals there. You've got some more there obviously, but that looks really nice. The colour call outs are in Mr. Hobby, Mr. Colour, which is their cellulose based paint. Now they don't transpose automatically into their aqueous range, their H range. So you have to find similar ones that will work in conjunction with these colours. So I've got aqueous, so I haven't got any Mr. Colour, but yeah, so I think that those will be really nice and easy to do. I mean, there's not a lot of colours there. There's looks like 4 different colours. That's all. So 9 if you're. Oh, well, then you've got obviously you've got the helicopter and the launches as well. But yeah, great. I really like that. I do like that as well. Instruction manual. It is larger than A5, smaller than A4 piece of paper. It is just one piece of paper. On the front, it just gives you a small. Just gives you lots of things, steps, how to do decals and things like that. No info on the ship itself. You go into the tools to use as you go inside, and it gives a key to the instructions and everything. Basically a sprue map, unnumbered, but still it's not going to be that hard to see. And then obviously how to build it up, step 1, step 2. Very basic instructions I have to say, saying do this on this side, then duplicate it on the other side. Very easy to follow. I don't think instructions are going to be that difficult. As I say, it's not a big model. So then you've got the odds and sods and the greebles, all the outside of the antennas and parts of the towers and everything, and the base at the top of the hull, the gunwales and things like that. So it tells you here to do a little bit of PE here. Depending on, it's got some locations there as well. Again, a lot of these, and they were launchers, yeah. So, but yeah, it looks very easy to build up. It's just lots of odds and sods and greebles to stick to the side of it. And then going along, it says W1, W2, W4, W5. I don't know what that means. Oh, that must be the sprue. And that's it. And then you've got the helicopter, build up the helicopter. The launches are one piece, they're already made up by the looks of it. The cannon's 20mm cannon on the front there. And some ladders. The ladders go, oh here we go, PE10, so quite easily marked for your PE and everything. Undersides and the shafts for the props. But oh yeah, that's how the stand goes. As I said, those two bits go into the bottom there. And I see, that's what the holes are for. So you can drill the holes in the bottom of here. You drill holes through the bottom of here, through the bottom of the hull. These here, you drill through these, and this is where this would sit actually inside there. So that's good because it fixes it in place, and you know that's not going to come off then. But overall, I think the instructions could probably be a little bit clearer, but I mean, to someone experienced like myself or any other experienced builder, you'd be able to pick the bones out of that and make that quite reasonably easy. But to a new one, there was a bit of head scratching there, I think. But apart from that, I think that's actually a fantastic little kit. And as I say, I don't build a lot of floaty things at all, but I'm actually looking forward to building that. And it's just a shame not have to wait until July, the 1st of July, to actually start on it. I wouldn't mind getting cracking on that straight away. But that is the 1/700th scale D650 Aquitaine from Freedom Model Kits, and in my view, that's a thumbs up. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.